Check, check, check. Right, good morning. I need to do one thing here real quick and we will get going. Sorry, I was late. I was busy getting a bunch of stuff set up. So, good morning. I am Algo, and thanks for joining me on another morning watch list building session. Today is Tuesday, January 11th, 2021, and the stock market is gonna go crazy. Went crazy yesterday, it's gonna go crazy again today. We have a bunch of top stocks to look at and lots of things in the news, so we're gonna hop right into it. I am a little late. Yes, good morning, Terry. Morning, Johnny, and good morning, Terry again. AMD has news, so I'm gonna be looking at AMD today. Not looking at any beast numbers for that. These options plays are super duper cheap, so really it's going to be more of a just momentum play, right? So look for that 618 retracement, right? Look for the pullback, play it long off the pullback. We will get into market conditions as well, and there we go. I think I got everything up. Oh, come on now. Let me in. All right, sweet. That's in, and we would need to look at, yeah, let's look at this guy right here. All right, AMD upgraded to overweight from sector weight at KeyBank. Nice rally. I didn't even look at AMD yesterday. It kicked my butt for the last couple of weeks. It did rally back up to that 135 level, right, which is kind of a key zone. Looking at it on, this needs to be 4 hour. There we go. Look at that nice little bounce right off the 4 hour daily bottom. Slingshot squeeze getting ready to set up to release. Ready and fire getting ready to fire off as soon as these turn green or yellow, so it's not so choppy. We get above the 21, so basically we take out 138, right? There's a move from the 4 hour mid at 136 to 138, and then 138 to 140, targeting the 50-day at the 4 hour top. So 145 is ultimate target. With that upgrade, slingshot squeeze, all these things getting ready to fire off, I think we're gonna be pretty good. Look for a pullback, right? I feel like we might get some profit taking at the bell. So downside target would be the 120. The 120, let's go 130. Those 130s is kind of smack right down in the middle. So let me illustrate what that move may look like. Here it is. So we would love this move to become a thing, right? Right, ultimately that's the move we want. Contrarian, if we do not get that for some reason, whatever it is, the market decides it wants to be wishy-wacky, we're gonna do one of these. Right, something like that. I like the 130s. They're smack dab in the middle. Good key psychological level. I bet you those options contracts will move pretty decently. Let's see. Puts. 130 puts, 50 cents. Those will triple. And then the 140. Those 140 calls at 50 cents, and those will double, so I like the downside play more. There we go. As far as the algo is concerned for AMD, yeah, we've got a little bit of bearish divergence. 1, 2, 3. All right, this move is bullish. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 for the longer term move, running in right into some regular and dark pool trades at 132, 133, and then 130. 136 is the magnet. It's a regular block magnet. This is setting up an Elliott wave move, and if the algo can continue to make higher highs, higher lows, I think AMD is going to be looking good. We're going to look at Google. We're going to look at Moderna, and we're also going to look at Roblox. Those are my picks for today. By the way, Moderna, yesterday, I picked it 150 to 15. Let's go, people. Laz, where you at? Laz caught some of that. Oh, I'm a sleepyhead? Okay, dude, I've been up since 3 my time. I'm in Mountain Standard Time, so I've been up for 3 hours already. Laz coming in with the sleepyhead. This dude. I gave him the Moderna play yesterday, and I hope he murdered it. He should have. All right, moving on. Micron. Oh, IBM. My bad. My bad. Don't yell at me. Do not yell at me. Caught Tesla yesterday. Caught Roblox yesterday. I'm catching things left and right. I was being a little busy in the morning, whining about missing the Moderna play. All right, IBM. Look at this massive pullback, smacked right to the 200 SMA, and we stopped right at that. What is that? 130, 131, 132. Big pullback overnight, right? They got downgraded to sell from neutral at UBS, cut the target to 124 from 136. So the price target's down here at the daily bottom. If this 200 SMA does not hold, daily bottom incoming. However, look at this. Ready and Fire's getting ready to... What's up, Mike? Ready and Fire's getting ready to curl around, but look, it's pointed down. So rather than a slingshot squeeze, we may get some of this stuff firing to the downside. Like I said, I'm going to keep an eye this level here. If it cracks, right? If that level cracks, then we've got the downside move. Weekly bottom 127 or 128. And then 126 on IBM. Yeah, look at that. It got roasted off of the 250. Whew. Okay, moving on. Micron. Micron said their CFO is departing to join Intel. Ooh, Intel's going to rip off of that. Yep, there you go. News came in yesterday. Big, massive rally. Pullback, 50% retracement. What did it do? Up above the 50. It's above the 200 into the weekly 4-hour top. So it hit 58. What is it going to do today? Obviously, there might be a little bit of profit taking. We got the 200 at 54.83. If this 4-hour top doesn't hold and we pull back, look for a bounce either off the 200 daily top, 21 EMA, right? Lots of support down here. It would be a nice little 618 retracement move, right? We take the pop, we take the low, right? Get the right move here. Is that it? That looks about right. That looks about right. So let me explain what it did. It rallied, it pulled back to the 618. I think it's going to come test the 50% retracement. Right, a little profit taking right at that $55 level. If 55 holds, then we'd look to target 56, 57, 58. Ultimately, that $60 level on Intel. If 55 does not hold, then we come back down to 54 as support. Right, we've got a lot of support. See this 200 right here? This red line is the 200 SMA. I would anticipate. The magnet on TradingView is kind of crummy, dude. I don't want it to hold. Well, that's fine. I guess 55. There we go. That's the 200 SMA, 54.89. Right. Ready and Fire, double green. Squeezes are releasing. Slingshot and all over the place until it looks decent. Okay. Private insurers will have to cover the cost of over-the-counter COVID tests starting Saturday under the new Biden administration plan that aims to make it more affordable for people to screen for infections and limit the spread of the variant. Yep, policy means that millions of people with private health insurance can expect insurers to reimburse them for up to 8 tests a month per covered individual, or that they will be able to purchase them at no cost through their insurance. It's pretty nice, right? I'm just scanning through healthcare news looking for something decent that we'd actually look at. CVS. Too bad there's no additional Moderna news. CVS is coming out with their earnings, raised its full 20-year GAAP diluted earnings per share guidance range to 5.87 or 5.92 from 5.5 to 5.6. Raises its full 21 adjusted EPS guided range from 8 to 8.33 from $8, right? It's saying, yo, we were wrong. We're going to make more money than we thought. So on this move, out of the daily Quiltner channel top to the 4-hour top, okay? So 106, yeah, the pre-market high, right? This 106.63. and then into the 4-hour cloud from 106.63 up to about 107.50, above 107.50, right? It goes trifecta mode and it will launch. So targets for CVS, we go fib from here to here, right? Pull back, use that as support. Like I said, if it can break out of the 4-hour top, look for a pullback and then a move to 110. I like that 1.414 extension for moves like this, right? Because I think this is the move that we're in right now. I think that those numbers are pretty dang accurate, pretty close, right? 110 is the target on CVS. Okay, moving on. Acolyte Inc. ACCD. I liked it because I thought it was going to be ACDC, but I was wrong. Q3 revenues rose 117%, and sees forward-looking 22 adjusted EBITDA in a range of 11 to 12% of revenue, right? Well, it needed it. It definitely sold off into earnings, right? It's trying to make a reversal play up through the 4-hour daily bottom to the 4-hour mid, daily mid, 4-hour top, daily top, right? Do we get a slingshot squeeze release? Good earnings, right? Big move pre-market, right? Pulling back. If it can hold at $21 level, right? And get through 22, back test, and we got 22, 23, 24, 25, 26, 27, all the way up. All the way up. Nothing can stop me. All the way up. Right? Something like that. Something along those lines. However, if it rejects this level, right? If they're like, oopsies, and we need to look at the downside move, then it would probably be something like this, right? You know what I'm saying, right? We pull back, we back test the 4-hour daily bottoms and can't get through it, and then we just continue to fade off. Okay. All right. I'm trying to teach you guys some very basic Keltner channel plays. CME group, right? Records its international average daily volume at 5.5 million contracts in 2021, reflecting all trading done outside the U.S. was driven largely by growth in the interest rate products, up 19%. Interest rate products are up 19%, huh? Well, it kind of needed it, right? Sold off, big earnings pop. Who's texting me? I got this new phone. I love it. Oh, it's Laz. What's up, bro? What's up, bro? All right, I gotta move on. I told you I'm late. All right, remember we were talking about steel a couple weeks ago, right? It was beginning of January. I was like, oh, look at this big old rally. Okay, well, what happened? Well, we sold off. We broke down below the 200. We've got the 50 below the 200, so it's kind of bearish, but we are holding the 4-hour Keltner channel bottom. So if we break through that, right, and take out the weekly mid, we can look for the daily mid to the downside, and then potentially all the way down here to the daily bottom. However, if we were looking at this kind of trend that we're in, so we take the lows to the lows, right? Looks like we've got some pretty decent support forming here. I'm not going to play it until it retakes the 200 SMA on the 4-hour. So above 24.50, 25, 25.50, 26, and that's US Steel. CLF, remember these are all names that we had looked at a couple weeks ago. They've all been downgraded, right? So we played this rally up and then it stair-stepped down. Currently holding the 4-hour bottom. If this breaks, it's coming down to test the 50 and the 200. So this is a down cycle. Like, play the down cycle, right? If it bounces here, then we play the up cycle back to through the 4 hours, right? If this holds, then we play this kind of a move here. This is what that would look like. This would be I think this is a little over-exaggerated, to be honest with you. Yeah, that would be a massive move to the upside. So I like it to the downside just because it's kind of rotating through. Regardless, 22.50 has to hold. Okay, Alcoa. AA is downgraded to hold from Deutsche Bank. All right, after a massive little run up, rally couldn't get through the 4-hour daily weekly cloud. It tried and tried and tried, pulled back to the 13. It's got the 21, 34, so it does have stack positive moving averages, right? It's in a bullish uptrend. It did get downgraded, so possible pullback to about 58. If it gets below 57, then we look for a big move back down to 53. Okay, moving on. Duluth Holdings. Those commercials are so funny, dude. They are hilarious. It's downtrending. This double bottom, if the daily bottom holds, we can see a move back up to daily mid. So above 1450, 15, 1550. And then finally 16 below, let's say below 14, then just plot it going to 0. Okay, win. Now, win. Resorts downgraded to neutral from buy. It's Citigroup, right? It couldn't get through its 50, right? This blue line is a 50 SMA. It smacked the 250 over here on the 7th, and then it's like crap. And it just fell off. It's like there's nothing we can do about it. Let's go retest the daily bottom. 4-hour bottom again. See how the stocks move in cycles, right? Weekly bottom, up, back test the daily bottom, rally up to the daily top, right? Come back to the daily mid, daily bottom, right? 4-hour. It's easier to see on a 4-hour. 4-hour mid, 4-hour top, right? Rejected 4-hour bottom or mid, held 4-hour top, rejected 4-hour mid, failed 4-hour bottom, right? It's a cycle. You guys thought I was joking when I said up and down like a roller coaster. All right, so Rivian, I might start trading this again because it looks like you could have just bought a put, right? You could buy a leap put and it'll pay you, right? I like it to the downside. It is through the bottom of the 4-hour, bottom of the daily. It's downtrending, and it has got. Oh, does it even have? Whoa, what's up with this? Oh, it doesn't have them yet. It hasn't built them. Oh, look at that. So, at some point, it's going to do a rally into earnings, but probably not until February, right? This month. What I like about this one, let me just expand this so that I can show you. All right, see this? So we talk about just the mean, not the average, the moving average mean, but the actual trend of the stock as a whole. Okay, let me show you what this looks like. We like to target this, right? This is the average, right? This is the standard for this stock, and this is what they base deviations off of, right? So stocks usually like to chill out within the standard or 1 to 2, right? Within 1 standard deviation away from the mean. Okay, I know the mean can be confusing because I talk about it with, with this. Do I even have it up? With this chart here, right? I talk about, the mean being here, and these are standard deviations. Well, it's a different type of mean. This is a moving average mean, right? Where this is the actual trend mean, right? So Rivian is currently downtrending, trading at 1 ATR away from the mean, -1 ATR. So it can easily come back down. See how it's kind of held that line? It can easily come back down to 72.48, below 72.50, right? It gets pretty woody down to 50, let's say 65, then 55. Well, what's happened before? Every time it's hit this before, it's rallied back to the mean and possibly a little bit above it. So does it come down and test it, right? Tested it, couldn't get through it, downtrending. It's below the daily 4 hours Keltner channels. And if you've been with the group long enough, when it comes down, back tests it, can't make it, it will continue to downtrend, right? So Rivian, if it can't get back up above 90 for a move to 93, 100, 111, right? If it rejects off of the, right, basically where it's at now, at that 85, then I see Rivian come back down to, 75, 70. Okay, that's Rivian. They did say that they produced more than 1,000 vehicles in 2021, and its chief operating officer retired from the company in December. He warned it would fall a few hundred short of 1,200 vehicle goal. Doesn't surprise me. Big Lots had earnings. Big. Said its Q4 adjusted EPS at $1 to $1.95, down from prior $2 to $2.25. All right, so it fell down, couldn't hold the 50, couldn't hold the 200, had bad earnings, all the way down to 42, which is basically 4-hour top to 4-hour bottom. Still on the 4-hour chart, right? We've got 13, 21, 34 above the 50, right? If this 4-hour bottom breaks, then we can look to test 44.61. Oh wait, look at that, it already broke it. I need to turn on pre-market data on this. Sorry, my bad. What did it hold? 42. Oh wow. What stopped it? Just a random demand zone right here, I guess. So if this demand zone breaks today, right? Oops, get up here. Right, if it can't get out of that demand zone for a move back up to the 4-hour bottom at 45, below 42.75 for a move down to 41, possibly 39.50, right? It's kind of fighting itself here. Anyway, moving on. All right, that's it for individual plays. Let's look at some overall news, and then we will get going. Dude, I'm doing good on time. The Fed pre-released Powell's Senate testimony. Today, the economy is expanding at its fastest pace in many years, and the labor market is strong. We know that high inflation exacts a toll, and we are strongly committed to achieving our statutory goals of maximum employment and price stability. We will use our tools to support the economy and a strong labor market and prevent higher inflation from becoming entrenched. Ooh, it says it's going to use their tools. I like it when he's like, yo, we're going to use our tools. Let me just post this. This is important news. Let me just share this with the groups. Need to share that with the old groups because that is a big deal. Okay. We are strongly committed to achieving our statutory goals of maximum employment and price stability. All right, we're gonna see how that. I think the market's gonna digest that pretty well. The Dow is down, Russell's down, NQ pulled back. I mean, I'd rather have a pullback than the gap. Okay. ECB's Lane said inflation will fall this year. We will be below ECB's 2% target in 23-24. Don't see behavior that suggests inflation will remain above the ECB target in the midterm. That's good. We like to see that. Get rid of that. We have China PPI for December. UBS Greater China virtual conferences. No earnings after the close, and we have weekly sales and Johnson Redbook weekly sales. Those will affect the market a little bit. Don't need to know market closing prices, but we do need to hear about the Asian markets. Nope. And we also need to look at, all right, overall news. All right, U.S. equities and futures are pushing higher following the strongest late session rally for tech stocks in nearly 2 years. It was massive yesterday. As investors continue to deal with inflation concerns amid rising treasury yields, investors can, as well as worrying surge in the global infections and the start of earnings seasons later this week. Let's go. I'm so excited for earnings. We're going to make so much money. Oh, I got to fund my margin account. I got to move some cash to a margin account so I can buy some iron condors, some iron flies. All right, later today, Powell will be speaking. It doesn't show when he's set to speak. If anybody can let me know. Is it 10? Thanks, Laz. 10 Eastern. So right after the market. All right, well, I'm just going to sit on my hands till then. Do not short ahead of pile. It's just a bad idea. Wait for it, because either you can make the market rip, or then you can, yeah. Anyway, Senate Banking Committee, while December inflation data in the form of CPI is looming tomorrow, Monday saw a massive rally off of lows as main indexes end mixed, recovering after tumbling earlier in the session on expectations of sooner than expected rate hikes that pushed U.S. Treasury yields to fresh 2-year highs. The Nasdaq Composite finished positive on the day after having fallen over 2.7% in the morning. Yeah, it was a little sketchy, right? Putting it below its rising 200-day moving average for the first time in 434 trading days. Is that true? The DAC was below the 200? Whew. Did it get back? Well, it got back above it. At the session low, the Nasdaq was down nearly 10% from its November 19 record close, but large cap tech staged an impressive reversal off the low. Buy the F and dip, right? That's what they did. They bought the dip. All right, in Asian markets, the Nikkei index fell 256 points. Shanghai dropped 0.73%. Hang Seng down slightly, and in Europe, the DAX is up 1.2. FTSE gains at 0.6 to trade under 7,500. All right, so check it, yo. I don't like those Asian numbers. I don't like those markets being down, right? But hold on. I need to grab. I have to post this in the group. Just hold on. Give me 1 second, please. Please. Oh, am I gonna be able to get all that in there? Definitely want to check out AMD for sure. I think AMD is going to have a pretty decent day today. I didn't realize how cheap those options contracts are on it. So sending out the morning briefing. Sorry. Tomorrow on the stream, we're going to have a special guest. We're going to have the professor from Predicted Trades. He's going to come on and talk about his product. He's also going to show some success stories, as well as maybe give you guys a couple free plays. Okay, you definitely want to tune in tomorrow. So look at that. Let's look at. All right, now it's time for futures. I'm going to go quickly through these because I have to do a lot of things. All right, looking at the daily. All right, so what did we do yesterday? We pulled back out, right? We rallied, ran through supply zone and the 382. I thought we were coming back down to like some very sketchy levels, right? We rallied off of that. Nice little trend killing candle that I call it here. We've got to get above, I mean, 4,700 is going to be that key level. Above 4,700, I think we get super woody. But let's not get suckered, right? I don't want this to be one of these kind of moves. I don't even know why I have that tool on there. I need to get rid of it. I don't want it to be one of these kind of moves. Oh, we head faked you, right? So it's, for me, I gotta see price close above 4,700. And then we could look at plotting an upside move, right? Then we could look at doing one of these, right? So do we chop or do we rally? Should be interesting. We definitely held the 5618 retracement on the ES pre-market. Consolidation, little rally up to the 618, couldn't break through it. I think we may just consolidate here ahead of Powell, right? I'd like a pullback to the 52, so my fibs are a little bit off. Maybe not. That was pretty decent. That held. Looks like we got a little micro trading zone here. I would like a pullback to, I mean, 4650 would be healthy, and if we held that level, inverse head and shoulders. If we break that level, then we know it's coming back down to 382. You see what I'm doing here, people? Just feel like my fibs are just a little bit off. I want to make that big enough. I guess that'll have to work. So it would be nice to have it'd be nice for it to kind of just continue to melt down until we hit the open and then rally up. Definitely going to keep an eye if we break some of those key levels of support. Moving on to the NQ. Remember the NQ I thought was probably stronger than the ES yesterday. Well, it definitely Wu-Tang reversaled off of this sucker. Fade, 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 fade. Buy the dip, rally, pullback. Another buying opportunity. Big time rally. Right, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. This is a perfect Elliott wave, so I can finally show you what the Elliott wave looks like. 1, 2, 3 is always longer than the 1, right? The 4 point can pull back all the way, but it can't get below the 1. 4 point, 5. Now we do a corrective, right? Now we've got a little bit of a corrective pattern that we have to deal with here, but I want to show you this is the perfect Wu-Tang reversal, right? So see how we rallied up and we pulled back and we tested, right, the breakout above this period, the W, right? This is a kind of a right, typical Wu is this, right? 1, 2, 3, right? 4, rally. Right, but we did this is a perfect Elliott wave. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Now we do a 5 point. Oh, look at that. Inverse head and shoulders. So a little correctiveness, right, to set up for either a 5 wave down or an additional 5 wave up. So this could be the corrected ABCD. And do I have it here? Right, there's the correction wave, right? So it would be this. Can y'all see that? Let me zoom in a little bit. All right, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5th wave, and then a corrective. A, B, C, and then we start, it should be starting the 5th wave again. 1, 2, did we close below the high point of the 1? Ooh. 3, this is gonna be sketchy, because if that's 4, then that might be 5, or yeah, let's keep an eye on that. Like I said, I want it to pull back if it can hold the 50% retracement, and I think we can go long again today. If it breaks the 50% retracement, then it comes back down to the 382, and we look, it is kind of downtrending, right? Gonna be targeting, right, previous highs at 15.895. Okay, moving on. Dude, I spent too much time on that one. My bad. The Dow. Get rid of some of the BS little things here. All right, so going into yesterday, I was like, if we hold the 618, we can go long. However, we didn't hold it. We fell through the 50. Actually came, so I might be a little off. All right, give me 1 second here. All right, and then this one would be new one. Okay, regardless, the Dow could be forming a head and shoulders, right? Pullback, couldn't get through it. Sell off, sell off, sell off. Going into today, we're starting off on a doji, right? Like I said, we do need to, if we can get back above here, then I like it to the long side, testing previous highs. We could just as easily come back down to this demand zone and the 618 retracement. So keep an eye on the Dow. Looks like we did start to form kind of a little bit of a trend line. Interesting. It's not very symmetrical. I'd have to pull it apart on a daily chart or a weekly chart. All right, and moving on to the Russell. Oh, Russell. Ye old Russell. Well, it did what we thought it was going to do, right? Oh, crap. Get back there. So this is just super sketchy. Sorry, I don't have any other better words for it. I don't have better words for this. I don't have better words for it. So we rallied up, rejected, right? We either do it inverse head and shoulders here and we get a move back up, or we reject and we come back down and continue to fall down. So it should be an interesting position to see what happens with today. If we close above yesterday's high, and I think we come back up to test the upside of this megaphone. If we close below it, then I think we might come back down and test way down here. Okay, we are trading pretty far away from the mean, which is this green line right here. It's actually changed, so I have to look at that as well. But yeah, it's not something that's right. It's like, whoa, you're going backwards. It's definitely a broadening pattern from here. All right, see if it reverses the cycle. Checking it out on the 5-minute pre-market. One, two, three, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Is it an inverse head and shoulders, or do we get pullback? We're definitely trading in this zone right here. Trading in the zone. What do you mean? Is that a book? No, it's a theory. In and out or down and out. Okay, there's another one down here. Right. Another one that runs here, so low. Right. Okay, moving on. Sorry, I spent too much time on stuff. All right, as far as gold is concerned, right, gold is making a pretty decent move back up. On the daily, it's still chopping, right? It is making higher lows. If it can come through and break above 1836, right, then that would be a, yeah, it ran into some pretty significant resistance. Looks like it's just finishing out. Should be a little rally. Oh, this is a daily. We might get a, either reject this level and continue to move down, or we break through it and we go up and test previous highs. Crude, after selling off right into December, throughout December it's kind of chopped, fell off at the beginning, at the end of the year, and since then it's been trying to make a move back up. It's currently riding its mean, its deviation standard, right? If it breaks through it, we can look for a move up to about 85. If it rejects this level, we can definitely see a move back down to 76.50. And then, yeah, the bonds, right? This is TLT. This is a little snitchy McSnitch, right? What did it do? Like I said, if it breaks this level here, it broke, this was a failed wedge breakout. It came back down. Tweezer bottomed, right? It formed a little tweezer bottom. That's bullish. Looking for a move up to retest this level here, and then a potential move back down to the downside, or, right, we break through previous lows at 15,703 for a move back up. We want the bonds to continue to fall, right? Because that is bullish for the ES. They kind of move inverse to each other. And then after having a pretty decent rally the last couple of days, the yen is coming up to that resistance, and hopefully it will fall off a cliff. So let me just grab this sucker and this end, right? We look for it to reject the mean for a move back, continued downside move. If it breaks above 0.8008697, you get a move back up to 8768. You guys think trading crypto is hard? So try trading Japanese US futures. All right, so how are we doing on time here? All right, let's get into this. So what you see in front of you is the FlowTrade Smart Money Dark Pool and Block Trade algorithm system. They have gone through and they've created the Flow Index. The Flow Index tracks large institutions, hedge funds, smart money purchases, sale. I mean, it just tracks smart money. Okay. What we want to see is, as far as charts go, look at this Roblox one down here. So the white bars are price action. The purple line that you see is the regular algorithm. We look for stocks that have where prices diverged from the algo, because like for Google, like example on Google here, yesterday Google price action, the algorithm was up and price had gapped down. Well, this divergence played out where price rallied back to meet the algorithm. Okay. Moderna, remember I said, oh, if it breaks out, it's going to rally. Well, it did. It's coming back up to another key level of resistance. If we can get above that, we can see an even further push on Moderna. Above 235. I think what do I have for Moderna? Oh, the 230 calls are dirt cheap. All right, so I'm basically buying at the money. Okay, so now's the time for you to get me your requests. What I'm going to do is I'm going to throw them up here. And I've got to go wake up some people real quick, so it's going to be just a minute. All right, let me do 2 of these so that I can fill up the rest. Okay. All right, so Baba go Baba. All right, so the Algo looks like it held its trendline support, right? It made higher lows and higher highs. So if it can continue to move up, see this little move back here, right? Rally, rally, rally. That's very similar to what's going on here, except for we're coming right into Block Trade's previous resistance. So the Algo rallied up, or the Flow Index rallied up, pulled back, found support, rallied, broke support, back tested it, found additional support here, right? Found additional support there, rallied through it, back test it, right? Up through it, almost back tested it, up, down, kind of rising wedge a little bit with the flow index coming up to that key levels of resistance. If the flow index breaks that key level, it can pull price action up with it. Price action currently, right, a little bit of a gap up, gap fade, fill, right? And it's currently at previous resistance, right? Very similar. See how it's moving with price action? The two are the same, right? They look very similar to one another. Okay. As far as BABA targets, you just want to target previous inflection points, right? 130. Can't believe we're saying 130, 135 for BABA. Remember when it was like 300? That's so crazy. If the algo continues to hold, we can anticipate price to continue to move in an upward direction. If this level breaks and we break, previous support down here, then we can see a sell-off. We can see price action being pulled down by the algorithm. Okay, AMD the algo, excuse me, AMD the algo is trying to recover. Right, it's really trying to recover. Let's see, what did I say if I hold this? Oh, that works. Sweet. If I hold that, it keeps the Y position. Right? Awesome. So AMD did gap fill to the upside. It's got, oh, you guys want to see blocks on, sorry. Blocks on BABA in the last 5 days. It's got dark pool levels at resistance 128.30, 127.80, and then support at dark pool support at 126.63. White line target 129. Let's just call that 130. A white line. Okay, so blue lines are dark pool trades, red lines are regular block trades, and white lines are fun. No, what that means is that there is a dark pool and a regular block trade that print on top of each other, and it forms kind of a white looking line here, right? So right at that 129, 130 level. That's your magnet. It's going to be attracted to that level. Above that level, it runs up and hits 132 as the last regular block trade. It rejects that level. It can continue to move to the downside. Now, AMD, moving on to AMD. AMD is currently at key level of resistance. Could it do a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5? That's what I'm kind of looking at. So I'm going to look at these previous, these previous areas for AMD. Come on, right? So that 140 level is going to be a magnet, right? 137.50, right? And on the way up, 143, 140, let's just call it 145. So if the algo can continue to make higher highs and higher lows, and this does a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, right? This would be a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 move to 145. I like AMD. I think the options are pretty decent. They're pretty liquid as well. As far as block trades in the last 5 days, yep, that kind of lines up with what I was thinking. Let me move my line down a little bit. There for a couple of days, I was nailing these lines. So we have a white line, 136.25. That's your target. We have a white line support at 132. Okay. So if we can get above, we maintain 132 and get above 133.50, right? Then we get that move to 136, right? 140, 145. To the downside, if we reject this level, we have a regular block at 129 and finally at 128 or 127.35 that could provide some support. If we crack those, then we look at our continued downside move, and the algo will have done something with us. The SPY. So I'm a little concerned that the SPY algo is still selling off, even though price action has diverged, right? But that means that there's a divergence down here at 456.50 that might need to be filled. Okay, the SPY is currently coming into overhead resistance, right? It either broke that or it's going to reject that at that 465.50, right? If it breaks that, we need to see the algo curl back up. So we have to look at a downside move to 456. Is that right? Yeah, 456. Kind of a weird little, looks like a broadening pattern kind of with price action. Right, so that's the price action move. right? If I just pull that back as far as it can go, right? And I pulled, oh wait, this one's price action. Pull this one back as far as it can go, right? Something like that. So it's a falling megaphone. Regardless, it needs to break these previous lows to provide some support for a move back up, and that would make the algo curl back around, kind of like what Tesla did right here. Tesla was moving, the algo was selling, right? Price action started moving as smart money started buying back into it. Tesla would have moved like yesterday. Big old cup and handle forming on the 15-minute chart. Definitely hit some rejection right here, or some, right, 1050. I had the 1120s and I just sold it because I'm trying to build my account. Sorry, block trades for SPY look like this. Last 5 days, we're coming up into massive dark pool territory. Let's go last 3. All right, so we rallied our way through. We have white line support at 460, right? We rallied our way through, regular blocks at 463. We're coming up to dark pool cluster support resistance 464 to 466 at $2 range. If we can get back above that, that will have completed all of these block orders, right? So if these are all buy orders, right, and they're buying the dip into this, then we get above it, right? What happens? Pop quiz, what happens when all the block orders are filled? New ones print, yeah, but what happens to price action? What does it do? That's a pop quiz. Let me figure out. Let me know when you guys have the answer. Okay. Tesla cup and handle forming. The algo is doing its job. It is making higher highs and higher lows, right? And it is coming up. We've got some previous resistance at that level there, and there's basically a trading zone at this level here, right? For the algo to get to, right? We want the algorithm to get back up through. I know they say don't call it an algo. I'm going to call it an algo. I've been calling it an algo for years. Can't make me change my mind, right? If the algo can get back up and through here, it should be pretty decent. All right, so one thing, where was that? What did I just do? Where did I take that from? It's fine. It's all fine. Okay, so price sold off, found support, rallied up, found a little bit of support this way, right? Rally, resistance, resistance, can't break through it, rising channel. Okay, what else do we got here? We want to look at NVIDIA, Lucid. What was that other one, Johnny? Johnny had another one. Sorry. Oh, AT&T. Square. NVIDIA. So, okay. Vidi. What a massive gap fill move yesterday. So with price action, I mean, with the algo still being down, I'm wondering if this is a rally to the mean that we can short, right? Short the rally. We have a white line magnet at 280, 281, 282. We're just getting back up into some dark pool trades at 272. Does it keep pulling, dragging price action up with it? Looks like Vidi may have. Yeah, it looks like it may have broken out of its falling channel overhead resistance. Is this a trend reversal? With the algo pointed down, I don't know. I'm going to look at both sides, the 257s and the 265 puts. Also going to be looking at the 290 calls, right? So that's in Vidi. Lucid, what's going on with Lucid? All right, so Lucid rallied through white line, right? Used it as support, gapped up through all of these block trades, came back down, kind of chopping. The algo was making higher highs and higher lows, right? The algo was doing a pretty decent job of uptrending. Well, it broke that, and now it is pulling back to support. So does the algo continue to make this little... Yes, it's a bull flag. Does the algo have a bull flag breakout, or does it fall down? So 40-30, 40-60, right? Those are your two most recent support levels. Dark pool and regular block trade support. We do have a white line magnet down here at 38.22. So if any of these, like if we break these support levels and we can see a pullback to 38.22, if we can get back above, 42, 42.50, then I think we can start looking at longs again for Lucid. All right, AT&T, nice rally over the last couple of weeks. See how the algo was rallying really hard and it pulled price action up with it. All right, AT&T is currently coming up to previous resistance, but it has a nice strong uptrending support. However, the algo, quick flush yesterday, tried to get back up, make new high, and it was not able to do that. So the algo has to make a new high, or does it start forming this like broadening wedge? We get a downside move if we break uptrending support. We have a safety net at 26.28. Below that, we start looking at previous highs as downside targets. If we can get above 26.55, we can look to overtake 27. Square is right. We've got a little bit of divergence that's occurred. So if we're waiting for the algorithm or the flow index to make up its mind, right? Get back here. Right? If the flow index can break its overhead resistance, right, it can continue to move upwards. We have divergence that has occurred approximately this level here, right? So price come down to meet up with the algo to play out that divergence, right? That may be the move, and then we would get a price action, or we'd get the flow index above price action. So I think this looks pretty heavy, right? Rallied right up to white line resistance support, so it met its target at 144.50. If it can break above that and the algo can break up, I think it's going to be a little bit more bearish than people think. We've got support at 140 and miscellaneous block trades all the way through it. It's the last 30 days. Let's check out the last 5, right? So white line, see how these are important levels: 139.85, 144.50, right? White line to white line, taking profit on the way up, right? We have a bunch of regular block trades down here in the last 5 days, right? So if the algo can break through this, we may see a pullback or continued strength. I wish the algo was trading with price action like it was up into here, right? Moved up, and then smart money is like, let's start selling out of our positions as price is rallying. So they're selling as price is rallying, right? Eventually, they're going to be out of positions. Price is going to pull back to it. Okay, what else do we have here? I really need to go wake some people up real quick. Chewy, ABT. Roblox and Moderna. Did I already do Moderna? I didn't. All right, I'll be right back in a few minutes. Just a quick break. Where do you want me to put this so that it's not in the way? Let's see. Oh, my head's over there, isn't it? That's fine. I'll just do this. All right, I'm back. Let's get into the last ones. I'm gonna check out futures. When did news come out? Did news come out? What do we have? Weekly sales is coming out at 7:45 Eastern. All right. I mean, I'm not mad about this pullback, to be honest with you. I really am not. We get a pullback pre-market, we get a rally into the day, right? If those key levels hold, we get a rally up into the day. I'm not mad about it at all. We get into problems when these key levels, all right, don't hold. When they don't hold, then we have to scramble for some downside plays. Okay. All right. Last 15 minutes, I'm going to go over what I'm looking at for today. Let me check. Oh, Chewy. Sorry, watch list. I didn't see that. Let me get these done real quick. All right. So Chewy, the algo, has found support and is trying to make a higher high. So if it does that, it can continue to pull price action up. There's a gap that needs to be filled. So I'd be targeting the $53 range on Chewy with support at $48.52. Okay. It's possibly a reversing algorithm or flow index. If it bounces there, it can pull price action up. It's got a gap to fill. Yeah, so it looks like it stopped right at previous lows. So this is that trading range. So from 50 to 53, 50, maybe the 55s, but it's definitely got to get above 50. ABT, I don't know what this is, but it looks like a bunch of people decided that they wanted to start trading it again. If Abbott can break out of its overhead resistance, right, it's got to move back up to 138, regular block at 134.79, dark pulls at 135, and then a regular block at 135.50. So above 135.50, I think we get 137, 139, and then gap fill up to about 142. However, on the downside, if this rejects, we take out, so if 135 rejects and we take out 133, we can see definitely lower lows. Keep an eye on the algo throughout the day. Roblox, we have that bearish divergence. It's a 1 day old, so I'm not really going to consider it completely bearish divergence. Could be a 1, 2, 3, 4. This would be the 5th wave that it would complete. So maybe a quick little pop up to about 87, right? A quick pop to 88 before it has to make a correction, right? Rallied, broke overhead resistance, back tested it, used it as support. We have regular block at 84.10, dark pull at 84.88, and a regular block at 85.50. So above 85.50, I think we hit 87, or we hit 88, right? Roblox, I've got the 80 puts if it rejects the 4-hour mid, and the 90 calls if it breaks above the 4-hour mid, right? And that 4-hour mid is here. I want to show you this because this is one of those plays that I was looking at. All right, so quick little rally. 4-hour mid is at 90.50, so above 90.50 for a move to the 4-hour top at 95. If it rejects 90.50 and it comes back, so if it rejects the 4-hour mid, it comes back to the 4-hour bottom or daily top. It's got the 200 coming in at 86.75. Like, that's a key level, right? That 200 SMA. So if we can get above it, bring this to 4-hour, maybe see it a little bit better, right? It rejected it yesterday. It's pulling back using the daily bottom, 4-hour bottom as support. Slingshot squeeze getting ready to release, so it's got to get above, it's got to get above the 4-hour mid or the 21, right? So like I said, above 88, I think we can get up to 90, 92.50. If it rejects this level, it's going to come back down to 83, right? So Roblox, the 80 puts and the 90 calls are what I'm looking at on that. Okay. All right. Moderna, nice Nice rally on the algo yesterday. That's just, there's nothing can be said about it. The algo is continuing to pull up. It is coming up into some overhead resistance here, right? If it can get above that and price action can continue to break out of this little rising wedge, right? 235 is key. If the algo breaks this and 235 breaks, then I think we see 240, possibly 250. For Moderna, I've got, see there's no block trades in the last 5 days. They're all down here. So do we start pulling price down? Those block trades came in on the 7th, right? Those block trades came in way back here. So nothing since then. For Moderna, the 230 calls under $3, right? And then the 200 puts under $1, right? So if this rejects, you know, we could pull all the way back to here, right? Divergence occurred. So that divergence played out, divergence played out. The divergence is right here at 229. So that's where the divergence occurred. That played out. Yeah, it's just trading with price action right now. And this is what Moderna looks like. All right, big old pop, hit the 4-hour top, couldn't do anything above it. Closed below the 34, above the 21 on the 4-hour, right? Slingshot squeeze, there's no squeeze though, right? So we're just, this is purely price action, quick rally, pullback, held the 200, held the 50, right? Is it going to back test these again? It could very possibly do that. As far as what I'd want to do is do a fib from here to here, right? It's holding the 618 right now. So if it holds the 618, then we get that move up to 242, 245, 250. If it breaks the 618, right, which is the 250 SMAs, I mean, I would hold it down to 225. Below 225, I think we get a pretty big move to the downside, right? So that would be rallying up. If we hold the 618, we got to get back through the 4-hour top, and then it would go trifecta mode. If it breaks this, right, and breaks down here to the 4-hour mid, right again, then it's got to fight its way through the daily cloud to the 4-hour bottom, right? This is a lot of support right here. That's why I'm targeting the 250s on Moderna. The 230s or the 250s, right? I like the 230s. I think you get a little bit more profit. Let's see if I got any other new levels. She's on the cut. All right, so I actually like these puts a little bit better for Moderna. So Moderna, I like the 210, 220 puts, right? Under $1, those will quadruple. And then Moderna 230, 245 calls. I'm gonna run out of time. The 230 calls at anywhere from 250 down to about $1.50, right? I know that's a big range. The 245 calls, 85 to $1.30. Those will all quadruple, right? So we really got to see what happens. Give it the first 15 minutes. If it pulls back below the 50, I mean, it's going to be hard pressed to break down into this. Okay. All right. What am I missing? What am I missing here? Oh, Google. I'm going to look at Google again today. Google, nice little move yesterday. Back up to the 21. Now, does it pull back, right? Or does it use this 4-hour daily bottom as support? So, is it one of these kind of moves here? Back up to the 50? Or does it do one of these? Reject that and come back down this way. So, Google. The 2850 calls on Google, which would be 4-hour top, and the 2900 calls on Google, which is approximately the 50. I like those. Probably gonna look at the 2900s, anywhere from 375 to a buck 38. That's a huge range, but those should double. The 2850s are going to be more of an investment. So if you can get those anywhere under $7, if we, like I said, if we hold, right, if we hold this 4-hour mid, then we can move up. So let's look at this on the 5-minute chart. Basically what we're saying is yeah, Google looks pretty heavy. The algo on Google is right. The algo is basically trading with price action. I wish I could make that line bigger. So from block trade perspective, Google rallied up. It hit a regular block resistance. This block came in at the close yesterday, right? So if those are sell orders, we're going to move back to this white line at 2740, right? We had a bunch of block trades at the close here. I can't even show 17. Oh, 17. I was like, what? How is that even possible? So 17 at the close. Those blocks have been eaten up. Those blocks have been eaten up. And then this one at the close yesterday, 273.63. So I don't know if those are going to be buy orders or sell orders, right? I can't, I know there's a way to look. But basically, this is what 27.75. Above that, you know, we start getting to move back up to the upside. The algorithm it's probably better to look at it this way. Making slightly higher lows and higher highs. Yeah, so we got upside, downside. Oh, my neck. Okay. I think that's going to be it for me today. Thanks for joining me. I'm Darkpool Algo. I'm here every morning, Monday through Friday, 7:30 Eastern Standard Time. I've got to put some stuff together on my charts to get those ready to go. This is Roblox. The reason I chose the Roblox level that I did was because look at this nice little reversal. We got a reversal candle. We got light blue histograms on the lower end, green 10x bars, buys at the 2-hour and the 4-hour. We pulled back to some key levels of support. Ready aim fires, getting ready to fire off. We've got a zone right here. This is a daily chart. Right. I should make those bars, but look at this Iridium fire long term. It's just been building up compression. If it's a reversal, we can rally up to the 21 EMA, right? Which is at that $98 level. Like I said, Roblox, the 90 calls, right? That's just one, like the reversion, like I think it's ready to go. Right off of support, 618 at 87. If above 87.30 for Roblox, you could go to 95, right? Rally to the 200. Let me look at something real quick. Those are so cheap. Just super cheap. Big old move pre-market. Or was this yesterday? Oh, this is yesterday, right? Big old move into the close. Look for profit taking, and then a continued move to the upside. All right. That's it. Gotta go. Thanks for joining me. I'm Darkpool Algo. I'll see y'all tomorrow. I will see y'all. Oh, we have a special guest. Predicted Trades is going to show up tomorrow and walk us through some stuff. Yeah, I think that we're pretty good to go on that.